beautiful day today in Austin, Texas. We are cruising along in my Mercedes C-Class Turbo. Right, kick ass. Taking a look at the analytics, the YouTube analytics, we're seeing that videos that I'm doing concerning James Casbolt are really, there's a lot of viewer interest in that, and because of that, we're going to be doing several videos about James Casbolt here before he gets released on July 23rd, and I made that announcement earlier today. I got that information by way of Christine Joanna Hart and Miles Johnston, so that information is good. These are some people that are, especially Miles, is close to James Casbolt. He's the one that more or less popularized James Casbolt, in my opinion. Now, James did write a book, and so he put himself out there in the public eye all by himself, but he had many or several appearances on the Basis Project that catapulted him to notoriety, let's just say that. Him and the late Max Spears, who were on again, off again friends, I guess, buddies, and if we were to believe what we're told, fellow subjects in the programs, talking about these mind control programs and underground bases where people are conditioned, or children are conditioned by traumatic based mind control. Very dark subject, and there's enough compelling testimony about this subject worldwide and for long enough that there's got to be some truth to it, although the nature of this programming is such that memories can be implanted in these people, and so you don't know exactly what all's real and what is not real. And not necessarily because they're telling the truth or not telling the truth, because a lot of times they may be saying something that may not be real, but they firmly believe it. You know, just for instance, like the recent idea that Bob Lazar, who supposedly backwards engineered these UFO crafts from Roswell, that these crafts were not from outer space, that they're actually from the Soviet Union. Well, that doesn't change the fact that Bob Lazar may have been told that they're from outer space, and may have in fact believed that, and so he could have passed a lie detector test and everything, even though ostensibly he may not have been telling something that was quote-unquote true. So it's a weird deal, and these people who are under this mind control can be used for a variety of purposes. And there's someone I know very well. I have suspected for years, through close association with this person, that this person is in fact a monarch asset, presidential model, and is used for nefarious things, including as a honeypot, so to speak. I don't want to get into that too much, because although I'm sure she's not watching this post, I don't want to hurt her feelings. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I know more than one monarch asset. I'm in a secretive type of Facebook. It's not really a group, it's a thread. You know, these threads like where you can call several friends on instant messenger and invite them to a party or something like that, so they're all on the thread until the party. Well, there's these type of threads that exist within the truther community, which can go on for years, literally. And I'm in one that's kind of some higher up type of people in the truther community. Some of them are people that you've heard of that have some notoriety, others you haven't. I can't say for sure anymore, because the membership has changed somewhat, and I can't tell you too much about it, because the lady who hosts this group, she's asked me not to, and she wants to remain anonymous, even though she is someone that is fairly well known in the community. When I first joined this secretive type of thread, through reasons that are kind of hard to explain, or the way it came about, there was 21 people in the group, and everyone in the group either had known Max Spears or James Casbolt personally. So I thought that was very odd. I was the only person in that group that did not know or had not known one of those two guys personally. And so that's kind of what brings us full circle on that. And when you talk about James Casbolt, a lot of times Max Spears will come up, or James Rink, different people like this, and of course Miles Johnston. But not necessarily a love triangle, but if you want to talk about a love quadrangle, you might mention the four names together of Sarah Adams, Haley Meyer, James Casbolt, and Max Spears. You know, Max Spears being the boyfriend of Sarah Adams, and James Casbolt being the husband of Haley Meyer at one point in time. Of course, Max Spears is no longer with us. So it's kind of a quagmire of different stories and beliefs. It's hard to make heads or tails of, but I'm doing this video to people who don't know that much about James Casbolt. I'm kind of just giving you a little bit of background information because this is a subject that is very hot right now, especially due to his pending release just 2 months from now. I'm sure when he gets out, I'm guessing he will have a lot to say, and what I have to say about it or the situation will probably no longer have any relevance, but right now it does, because I have been given information about James Casbolt numerous times in the last 6 months and have published this information. How it came to me is kind of bizarre, but it came to me through one channel, and then I guess after that it kind of opened the door to other people who were close to James Casbolt and were getting information from him from prison, but yet did not want to be releasing it, sent it to me, because it just so happened I knew these people anyway. And I'm talking about Seven, a lady from Germany, and also Miles Johnston. You know, there's another lady who sent me some of the first letters from James Casbolt that I published along with one of his poems, and I cannot reveal her identity, but she is somebody who addresses James Casbolt as Commander Casbolt, and according to her has been in the so-called IBIS program with James Casbolt. And the IBIS program, according to them, is some type of MK Ultra mind control program, one of these terrible programs where the children are programmed with trauma-based mind control. Just a horrific type of situation and a story. Don't really want to get into the narrative too much, but it gets as extreme as children being in cages, and in the cage next to them, wild dogs or hungry rabid dogs or wild animals are let into the cage to eat the children alive, while the children in the next cage are watching in horror and obviously being traumatized. I mean, this stuff defies human, decency for sure, and human just description, as gross and bizarre as it gets. And that's not even touching on any of the sex rituals, the satanic sex rituals, and all the other yucky stuff that goes along with it. But this stuff, just based on the allegations alone, this stuff is just of the utmost seriousness and just a crimes against humanity that are apparently still going on. I don't consider myself a whistleblower, but I did a posting or a video less than a week ago about a big church, one of the biggest churches in the world. You could even call it a universal church, right? I think you know which church I'm talking about, that is in a lot of trouble in Dallas, Texas, and is being investigated for fucking with kids. And that's all I'm going to say. And I'm not I'm not blowing the whistle or exposing them in any way. This was in the Austin American-Statesman. This is national news, and this church has had a long history of these types of accusations, and they may even be exposing themselves. And what would be the purpose for that? Well, what if they're exposing themselves on this molestation type of stuff to cover up the fact of blood sacrifice, human sacrifice? to appease these archontic deities, or these, you know, these demons that they are in league with at the highest levels of the church in over there in Italy. Okay, let's just put it like that. Don't like to throw their name out too much, because they're a very powerful organization, and when I do touch on that, I rarely